Hey, welcome. Okay, let's see here. Whoa, we're getting an echo. There we go. Okay, now I'm set up. All right, so we're gonna be using MAME. Um, let me boot up TX1 here, the first game I wanted to show. And this one's really neat because, first of all, it's a three-screen widescreen game, and I don't know how many of those were around in 1983. It's also, let me take off the starting soon. It's also the first game that features branching paths. So Outrun came out 3 years later, and I'm almost certain this inspired it. It's after Pole Position, which was kind of a trendsetter. So hopefully you can hear this okay and it's not overwhelming the audio. It plays a little bit better than Pole Position in my opinion in some ways, where you're navigating through a lot of dense packs of cars, and you really have to you can skid, so you have to really slow down on the turns. So please be careful in this one. Well, it's true of pretty much all. Pretty much true of all of these kind of racing games. Like in Outrun, you're better off slowing down than, plowing into someone. Of course, in this one, you just explode if you hit another car. So there you go. That's one branch. Let's go this way. This way's cooler. Oh. We did better yesterday. I was able to get almost to the end of the game. Of course, I wasn't talking. I love how they do the hills in this too, on the hillsides. You don't see much of that in this kind of driving game. Usually it's always flat. The curves are a bit weird. It looks like some kind of weird spline thing that they're doing. I'm not totally sure there. Oh, but yeah, so that's totally convincing. If you've ever played Final Lap, which is in the early '90s, those bend all over the place. Let's try this again. And the cars come in nice clusters. In pole position, they're mostly one at a time. You might have some, sometimes there's like those cars that are kind of diagonally staggered that you have to navigate through, but generally it's not like this, where there's just these clouds of cars that you're passing through. Let's go left this time. You can see different scenery here. I think it's the nighttime course, yep. You'll see more of those hills, and I'm going to show you the next game that they did, this company, which is called Speed Buggy, which is one of my all-time favorites. It's a very different kind of game, more of an obstacle course game. Oh, there's some skidding there. Ten seconds. Can we do this? Floor it. Here we go. Doing that is still better than crashing. You lose a lot of time when you crash in these games. Ooh, this is getting dense. Oh man. Look at this wild curve. You know, the thing about these kind of pseudo 3D racing games is, I think the scrolling of the scenery and the road is kind of independent from the curving of the road. So any way that you can make a bend in the road by shifting lines over is valid. Let's see if there's no one in the chat. So yeah, drop a hello in the chat if you want. I'll give this one more go, and then we'll switch over to Speed Buggy. Let me know if the audio mix is okay and all that stuff. Yeah, this is one of my favorite genres. I never get sick of this kind of gameplay. Very minimalist racing. Oh, come on. I thought I was going to be clever. Oh, that was close. Why am I having so much trouble? Crutch. Once you pass a car, I don't know if they ever come back. Like, I don't know if you can be passed. I don't want to find out. Get rear-ended. Oh, that's 3, 2, 1. Come on. You can see the little map in the upper left. Yeah, this is tense. Oh, you can collide and not die if it's... Oh, I'm not going to make it to the next checkpoint, but... Oh, that was a pretty good run. Oh, that's cute. Look how many different angles they have for this car. That's so nice. In 1983. There you go. Okay. So let me switch over now to Speed Buggy. And this is also another 3-screen game. It's fairly different. You'll see. Start with off-road, that's the easy course. So what you do, you collect flags in order. In the top, you see what order you have to collect flags in. So next I need cyan, and then after that I need yellow. I'm skidding because I'm steering too fast. See, you can see the hill trick being used there. I get those time buckets, but what do you call it? What do you call these things? But, you know, going through those arches to get more time. You get awarded the time after the lap. So watch what happens when I get a blue flag. Wow, I missed that one. There you go. Oh. So when the flags go into that mode, you can collect any flag and it counts towards the chain. And so you start really racking up the points that way. Move it. Leg 3. So I'm playing this with a mouse because in the arcade, a lot of these earlier racers and some of the later ones, you know, they didn't really use... They had a steering wheel, but it basically worked like a paddle. So there was no center. It's like it's based on how much you're turning the wheel. So if you're trying to play this with joystick, it's going to be almost impossible. Oh, soccer ball! Oh, I didn't kick it. You can kick the soccer ball for a bunch of points. Ooh, we're not going to make it. I love the sparkling sea. But yeah, the mouse is the way to go for stuff like this, or road blasters, and... Oh, there you go. There's another one with... Well, it has a few angles. It's not quite as deluxe. You can tell it's based on the same code. Let's try a different track now. Let's try this one. I don't remember which is which. So this game has fantastic ports, by the way. GX1 I don't think has any ports to anything, but this has ports to every... Oh, just missed. I slowed down. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it. Oh, crap. What was I saying? This game has great ports to both the Amiga and the Atari ST, where they capture almost everything except it runs a little slower, which isn't, you know, not a deal breaker, but then there's a Commodore 64 port that runs full frame rate, pretty much. It has very cute 8-bitty versions of the graphics. And that's the one I enjoy playing, though I believe the drive distance is a bit short on it. Oh, let's try this one again. Which makes it a little bit more memorizing. Did not qualify. Yeah, this is one of my favorite arcade racers. So I remember the arcade as a kid had this machine, not the 3-screen one, it had the 1-screen model. And I was awful at it. It always stuck with me though. I mean, you know, back in those days when you're a kid and you play a game that kicks your butt hard enough, you kind of don't go back. And that's kind of what happened with Speed Buggy, but I always sort of remembered it. So when I got into emulation in the late 90s or so, I found these home ports. Because this was not emulated for a very long time. I mean, I don't think it was emulated until like 2013 or something. But I found the home ports, and I played them a lot. I thought they were great. This is one of my favorite racers. It would have been what I played a lot back in the day if the arcade had not had the machine set up to be impossibly difficult. This was in this arcade, you know, sometimes you're in a town with like a couple different arcades, and one of them has everything set to be nice, and then the other one has things set to just be brutal and get you off the machine. And this was always the arcade that had everything set so it was freaking impossible. Oh, look at that. I deserve an award. Oh, almost made it. There are not enough obstacle course racers, that's for sure. Oh, I should have taken the jump. You got 20 seconds. Are we gonna make it? Oh man. Yes, we will. Oh man. We're doing pretty good on this track, though. Yeah, let me know in the chat if the sound mix is okay and everything. If you can. Taking soccer balls. Oh. Yeah, this game's great. It plays all day. There we go. Now we got a, this is worthy of entering a name. Not Lot, not Lou. I'm not gonna get turned into a pillar of salt. Alright. So that's Speed Buggy. What's next on the list here? Well, so this is Buggy. One thing is, this is Buggy Boy, and that's how it came out in Europe and in Japan, which is the original. It got renamed here as Speed Buggy. So I always call it Speed Buggy, but if you're looking for it, you might have better luck with Buggy Boy. And features, I guess it's supposed to be like a Baja bug, which I am totally a sucker for any game with a Baja bug. There's an Atari game called Super Bug that I've been recently obsessed with from the 70s. It's a black and white top-down rally racing game. I'll have to do a stream on the 70s racing games at some other point. So yeah, let's speaking of 70s racers. Well, let me fix that. There we go. We've got this thing, Super Speed Race. Now, there's a bunch of games in this style. And this one is, well, it's interesting because I grew up, the arcade in the mall had the nicer arcade. The arcade that was nicer to the players had Monaco GP by Sega, the 1979 one, which does not have a CPU. It's the last game produced that did not have a CPU. So everything, all the logic for the how the game plays and how to display everything, that's all hardwired as circuitry. So someone meticulously planned out instead of programming in a programming language. Okay, and it basically is this same game as this with a few more features. Now, turns out Taito had Speed Race or Super Speed Race. It goes back, I think, to 74 or something that early, predating Monaco GP. So Sega's Monaco GP was a competitor, I believe, to Taito's Speed Race series, which continued, I think, after this. And this was not as full featured as the series got. So what was interesting is I found Super Speed Race, which got licensed here from Midway, it looks like, for release in the States. And this one does use a CPU. It's like the one game like this that does use a CPU. Does not have as many features. It doesn't have the tunnel. I think it has the ice. It also freezes in a weird way when you put in a coin. Turn that down. Oops. Ah! Okay, let me get oriented. There we go. And I am going to proceed to do awful. Hopefully I can show you a few things about this game before I get my butt kicked. Again, we're using the mouse because it's, well, this is really a paddle game, basically. I mean, you know, these games kind of evolved as, it's like Pong with cars. That's what it is. Instead of hitting a ball back, you're just, You know, you're just dodging these things as they come down the screen. Oh man, this is not going to go my way. Wow. Watch me come and watch me die. Oh man. So another game that that arcade had was Spy Hunter, and that was my favorite, Spy Hunter. It has a lot of things that they took from these old games. It basically said, okay, let's take like Monaco GP and Speed Race and, you know, added guns and oil slick and enemy car patterns and stuff to it. It's a very sophisticated game, unlike this, but it has a lot of elements taken from it. The way the accelerator controls is very similar, where you do not want to floor this game for the pedal in the high gear, because you will just run into everything. And in Spy Hunter, what people do is they put in a coin, they go into high gear, and they explode. What you're supposed to do is keep the pedal kind of down halfway, and then use like these little bursts to kind of pass cars and really manage your speed. Some people like to flip between low and high a lot, and I kind of don't. You're also invincible until you go into the road. Another thing that is in Spy Hunter. Let's do this again. Oh, we got 10 seconds to suck here. There you go. Let's see if we can beat this. Actually didn't do too terrible. I don't know why it freezes like that. I don't think that these games, games like this, are a huge priority for the main team. I mean, who's playing this stuff? So yeah, Monaco GP adds a bunch of stuff to this formula. So it adds tunnels. There's I think it, like Turbo, I believe it has an ambulance. Actually, Turbo, if you've ever played that, that's a game we might have to pop that on. It came out before Pole Position, and Pole Position kind of ate it for lunch because it was like a behind the car version of a game like this, right? So it was like the next step of evolution. Pole Position comes in and it's much smoother, and has the idea that it's gonna be more about a qualifying lap than, you know, trying to get first place and all that stuff. Well, actually, do you get first place? No, I think you just infinitely pass cars. You do place though after the qualifying lap, and then you kind of see how many laps you can do, how many cars you can pass. But it feels more like a real race than this does. You see racing games kind of taking these baby steps, and I think we're going to beat our previous. Now, if you're interested in playing Monaco GP by Sega, not this one, but it's better. It's very similar, but it has more features. There's a few ways of playing it. One, there's a simulator that someone wrote for Windows that basically is just a port that they wrote from scratch. With, I think it uses the official graphics. There's on the Sega Saturn, there's Sega Memorial 2, which I bought because it has this this game, or Sega's version of it. And, you know, if you have a Commodore 64, there's a game called Le Mans, which is a very good clone of this style of game. It's a little different. So it's not like a Monaco GP port or a port of this, but it's a great game in its own right, and it uses paddles. Now, there's a bunch of versions of it floating around which do not use paddles, and I would not recommend those because... Oh, there you go. You can't play this game without a paddle or without a mouse. I mean, it just does not have the finesse that you need to really score in it. Yeah, there you go. That's Super Speed Race by Taito, and released in the States by Midway, and it's pretty obscure. Let's do one that's a little bit here. Where's my main window? A little bit less obscure. And here you go. It's Road Blasters. So the reason I'm doing this game, we gotta turn this. This is a quiet game, I think. Yeah. Is that a lot of people don't call it Road Blasters, and if you've never played it, I mean I think it's great. It's one of the best vehicular racing games, combat racers out there. Oh, and I missed a special weapon. You're supposed to catch it. So what most people do is they play it like this, right? So they're always firing, and if you look, there's a multiplier in the lower corner. Saw that one coming. There's a multiplier, and people say, "Oh, I don't want to score. I don't care." But in this game, survival is tied into your multiplier. You get reserve fuel based on your multiplier, and you're gonna
special weapon to increase performance.
Yeah, you're gonna want that reserve fuel, especially as you get to the later stages. It's really the name of the game. So to play this properly, you really need to be able to aim. And this does not apply to the Uzi cannon. The Uzi cannon, you can drive up your multiplier and then just go nuts with the Uzi and just get all the points. Oh. Now, some levels there'll be a bunch of cars that release fuel like that when you shoot them. And if you're getting low, it's probably worth it to. Oh, I didn't dodge it in time. This game's so rad. The way it slides in, the tension built by the music, it's masterful. Gave a total masterpiece. Oh crap! You're gonna see me game over.
Warning, no fuel.
No fuel. So now I got my reserve tank. Even though I'm sucking, I've got a bit of reserve. So the reserve fuel saved me. And I'm just gonna go all out. This car is so rad. So I used to play this in the arcade a bunch. And I remember, so there are these toys I think the game is being based on. But the art in the game is so much cooler than the toys.
Fuel level critical.
I remember going to look at them as a little kid and being like, yeah, the Road Blasters toys, I can't wait. And they don't look anything like this. They look like freaking, like, someone's Volvo with a gun on top. I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. Come on, are we gonna make it? Boom! Oh, that's gonna hurt. I used to get to like level 40 or something on the Sega Genesis one. And that one sort of usually continues, gives you like a handful of lives, which in a home context makes a bit more sense. But if you're good on this, you can keep going. Like, it's not. I don't think it's like impossible to 1cc this game. I could be wrong. The Uzi is really the Uzi and cruise missile are good for those like side turrets. You can get them with your main gun if you don't care about your multiplier. Oh, I'm not gonna swear. Fuck it. You hear the music, you know you're almost to the end. Ah. Come on. So if you want to play this at home, you can do what I'm doing with MAME and the mouse. Because if you're using a joypad, I have this on the GameCube collection, Midway Treasures or whatever, and it's it's okay, but you can't control it the same way you can with like a mouse or a steering wheel. Oh crap! The wheels in the arcade, they really have just a huge throw, and you need all that accuracy. So there's the best way at home, unless you're doing unless you're doing what I'm doing here. It's our new game. So unless you're doing what I'm doing here with MAME and the mouse, you can play the Genesis one, which is quite controllable. Ironically, I feel like it controls better than the GameCube one or Xbox or whatever. There's an Atari Lynx one, but I find that it's really hard to actually aim on it because your pivot speed of your car is just, your steering speed is just so fast. RQQ. Whatever. Alright. Expert. Get my points. Yeah, everything looks so cool in this game. This game is what Spy Hunter 2 should have been. Now we're going to play Spy Hunter 2 next. The game is a bona fide disaster of a game. I remember being a kid, and I heard that there was a Spy Hunter. I was a huge fan of Spy Hunter. I heard there's a Spy Hunter 2, and I was like, oh, can't wait to see that somewhere. And no arcade had it. So we're at Disneyland one year, and they have an arcade at Disneyland. And among other cool stuff like R-Type that they had, they also had Spy Hunter 2. I tried it once, and it was just like, oh man. Even as a little kid, you're just like, yeah, this is BS. It's so bad. Now, the thing about this game is I don't know if this has any real like hardware to help out with the road graphics and scaling. I think it basically works like a console game. It just runs really well. Oh, I love these dune buggies.
Eat lead.
Eat lead! The Atari Lynx is the only home port that has all the speech. I love it. I think, oh crap. My personal opinion is that once you get past like the ColecoVision and Television sort of generation, the pre-crash generation, not having speech synthesis on the systems was a bummer. I think it would have been really cool to have a speech chip in like the NES or whatever. It's not like a speak and spell. Like it actually. I believe these work by actually compressing real voices. So it's not like, oh, this is gonna get really nerdy, but I think it's not like a bunch of. So you can do like vowels by doing like running like a buzz sound through a bunch of filters. I don't think that's what this is. I think it's like recorded speech that's then sort of like, you take like a vowel sound, the wave shape, and you kind of you compress it, and you loop it. So you get the actual person's voice. It's like in the Star Trek game where you actually get like it sounds like Leonard Nimoy, you know. It's very cool stuff. Oh, see, this is the track where you gotta just go all out blasting. You get all the red fuel pods.
Sensors detect fuel flow.
Oh, yeah, where does this speech change? Something about the fuel? I think it makes it clear that yeah, this is a blast them up level, not a be careful level. Oh man, we're almost at the checkpoint. Almost there. This level always kills me on the Genesis version too. If I'm not like looking out for it. it's like one of those like ramp up in difficulty kind of levels. Oh, I love the skidding in this. You can skid the car so it does like a 360. So cool. This is like such an 80s like do it. Such an 80s fantasy, this game. Yeah, this is like the part where the scoring kind of goes out the window. My multiplier goes out the window. Oh, come on. The reserve tank saved my butt. So you can kill the purple cars now with the electro shield. Why am I... Man, I'm just gravitating towards all kinds of disasters here. Well, that's about that. Okay. Let me show you a wonderful game called Spy Hunter 2. So, one thing that's really interesting about this cabinet is that it's a two-player simultaneous game, which is such a cool idea. And it would have been great if the game hadn't completely sucked. And it's one of those games where I spent a good deal of time, maybe last year or so, really learning it and making sure it wasn't because I was just bad at it. Because some games are like that where they're just an acquired taste, and you play it a bit, and you're like, oh, that's how you play it. This wasn't that, and you'll see. It's got some cool ideas. Alright, we go. Oh man, that was my fault. That was careful. So you got 3 gears in this. Oh, I shot my weapons van. I'm gonna need another game of this. Is there even a trial period in this one? I don't think there is. I think you just got 3 lives and then you're done. So they made this more Mad Max, which I kind of don't like. I mean, it's not that I don't like Mad Max, it's just that Spy Hunter by itself had enough style, it had enough cool stuff. Like, why does it have to be, I don't know. And I think in this one, the chopper has to actually, yeah, actually, I think it has to drop the, whatever that is right on you, dynamite or whatever. Here we go. A little bit suggestive. Weapon awarded. So now you get the music. I don't know what's mapped to. You can't tell the career. I I don't know how this is mapped actually. I might have to go into the settings. And I was playing it last time. I actually was playing it not with the keyboard and mouse, but with control pad. But like the physics make no sense. What is, like, I don't even understand what the oil's doing. Like, oh, I guess I slide off the road. Whatever. Like, it's not gonna be, does that guy just disappear? Like, this whole game is just such a Jake fest. Oh, fuck you too, weapons man. There we go. What do I get now? Weapon, oh, I get slash? Okay. This could have been really good. it's got ideas. The way the bike hooks alongside you, you can just stop them on the road and nail them. Run over their bikes. Oh, my car got mozzarella or cheddar cheesed. Good shooting. Not really. Wait, okay, let's see. Hang on. Okay, what do we got here? We got first gear, yeah, that's all set up. Mouse B2. Let's see. L button, L trigger, right button. Got shift, space. Shift, space, and out. Okay. For my other weapons. Let's try that. But yeah, this game looks like, I mean, it feels like they shipped like a not even a beta. It just feels like so half-baked. I mean, it's like kind of thing where it feels like, oh, career save bonus. I've never seen that. Feels like if they spent just a little bit more time on it, they could have just tweaked it and it would have been cool. But oh, I can shoot on the chopper now. Right. It just goes straight up. This is not guided like it is in the Spy-Hunter. That's a pain in the butt to hit anything. Oh, yeah. Careful. Honestly, Roadblocks should have been a palate cleanser for this game. I don't like the screams. Oh yeah, this game is so frustrating. You can see what they're trying to do, and you kind of wish a good version of that existed. And like Road Blasters is kind of like that, but oh, I saw that one coming. All right, that's enough Splinter 2. Not the world's greatest game here. Let's see what else I got I can show you. Here's something. It's not a racing game. But it is amazing. Now, look at this. It's 1992. This is the same year that Wolfenstein 3D came out and blew everyone away on a computer. Here what you've got is a deathmatch game. Now, let me show you. Plus, it has a great Zuntata soundtrack. Okay, so it presents itself as initially as just a gun game. It's worth mentioning that this was a 4-player simultaneous game in the arcade where you could deathmatch the other players. So I have this map in a quick style. So it's 1992, and you already have a game that has basically the control scheme that you'd come to know and love for FPS games for the rest of eternity. In the arcade, as you saw, it was a mounted gun to control the aiming and turning, and a joystick that controls strafing and forward back. So basically, the joystick was like WASD. Amazingly forward-thinking stuff by Taito. Like, just incredible. There you go. The levels start opening up. So you'll see, like, by the third level you'll be in full-blown arenas. They're like segmented bosses, there's all kinds of stuff. Hey, great job, here's your next job. Okay. Alright. There's a dude on the Kira bike. Oh, you got screwed. There you go. Now this is where it starts getting cool. So worth mentioning that the 4-player mode is 2 players, and then each one could have an additional player as a gunner. So basically two of these hover bike things against each other. I can't remember if it's off around somewhere. Now this is a really convincing 3D effect, and it's done using, I believe it's all done using sprites that are pre-rotated and scaled, and it's got a 32-bit CPU that's doing all the calculations, of where to place them and how, how to scale them. Which is a very different technology than what Wolfenstein uses. And I had Wolfenstein at home when this game came out, and I remember wishing that, I was playing Doom deathmatches, and Doom ran really choppy on my 386. I remember thinking, man, I wish there was a deathmatch game for PC like this, where maybe they could keep the technology more simple and it could run more computers. I'm gonna go for the easy one. Wait, is this the easy one? Oh, let's do this one. This is about as far as I can get on one coin, so we'll see. Oh, we got Tachikomas or whatever. Tachikoma? I feel like I'm reversing syllables now. The stuff from Ghost in the Shell. The music's stuttering a little bit. The sound emulation on this is a little bit incomplete. Come Come on, Tyler, bring back Gunbuster. We need this for modern computers. Oh, the music's really stuttering out. Danger. I love threshold aiming too. I kind of wish I was using FPS games more, where you can aim off center a little bit before it turns. You know, so like a lot of stuff in the Wii, like the Conduit or Metroid Prime trilogy, you know, you aim off center a little bit, and it feels so much more natural, so much more immersive. Maybe not in this particular game, but it doesn't have to be as exaggerated as this. You know, where this you're almost inside the screen before it rotates. But I like that a lot. I don't like the nose gun thing where you're just like, you know, the gun is kind of plastered in the middle of the screen. That's kind of a, you know, I mean, I understand that maybe there's a control advantage in some ways, but let's do this one. But yeah, I feel like the Wiimote was a great controller for FPS games. Oh, this is like an always moving level. I could get more gun games on this thing. You can kind of move. you can like. It's a weird idea for a level. I want to get to the point where I can show you some of the segmented bosses and other raster effects that they do. Because it was the kind of thing where like I would have really wanted that kind of stuff in like ID Software's FPS games. Oh man, let's get a credit feed. Oh, I don't want this character. Drunk, about to be disposed of. Starting to go crazy. All right. Oh, whoa. You got destructible scenery in this, too. I don't know if you noticed, but in the first level, the elevator, the windows, they shine at certain angles. Oh, this is like a multiple baddies kind of level. I love the way Japanese FPS games always have like some kind of like jazzy tunes. If you play Outrigger, it's all like very like James Bond. It's very whole different vibe than American stuff. I would love to see more FPS games in this era by Japanese companies. I think that could be really interesting. I love FPS games. I'm a huge fiend for them, especially back then. I didn't get enough of this stuff. not be just point blanking. Oh, they've got like a super weapon too. They've got opening, closing doors. I mean, this game has a lot of stuff. I remember people drooling over like Rise of the Triad because the scenery was destructible. This was a hard boss, jeez. There you go. This is the final fight. Oh, I guess I'm at the end. I guess I didn't take the right path for this one boss I wanted to show everybody. It's that Cyclone Factory. So I'll give it one more coin.
Gun bust.
Gun busting. But yeah, it's a very convincing 3D effect for the period. The game's pretty spammy. I have to say that. I'd love to see someone once you see it. Either the tool assist or something on it. I also don't know if those are drawing correctly. I was gonna say I wonder if the tool assist on YouTube somewhere. I need to find footage of the original arcade machine. I did not get this far back when this was in the arcades. That was at the arcade across town. That was like set everything super hard. I didn't get to go there very often. And when I did go there, I went through my orders pretty fast. That was the arcade that had all the deluxe cabinets. Like it had when Outrun first came out, they had the deluxe cabinet of that. They had Power Drift. I mean, that's a great game. Power Drift has a cabinet that would pivot at like 45 degrees to the side. Yeah, screw this. I think I'm going to wrap up the stream here. Thanks for joining in. This was cool. I don't know if anyone here who missed the first part where I went over the first game ever, first racing game with branching paths and some other things. You want to check that out? It should be archived up on YouTube after I end this. Does it let me enter my full name? What does? Oh wait, no, it doesn't. Okay. I love the CD-ROM. Cool effect there. Oh man, brutality. Wait, we gotta watch the attract mode because it has something kind of cool in it. I think it has this high score thing, or this animation on the high score menu that's kind of neat. I'm unprofessionally eating potato chips during the stream. Oh, we gotta wait for this whole thing. You can check it out yourself. You check it out, that's the trainer I was talking about. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. And I'll see you guys next time.